Yo, what is up? Happy Thursday. Well, at least when I'm making this video. Hope everything is going well for you guys. And welcome to another edition here of Cleanpin. This is episode 6, and what we talk about here is we talk about wrestling. We talk about AEW, Impact, WWE, MLW, ROH. Anything that comes to mind for this particular, for a particular week as far as news and rumors and wrestling. I do make wrestling videos throughout the week, so I did cover some information. This is more, information kind of that I'm bundling up that I haven't been able to get to. I do cover all types of sports on my channel. So I welcome you guys for grab a beer, make yourself at home, or you're probably at home. Well, if make yourself comfortable would be probably the better terminology, folks. And let's talk some wrestling, shall we? And obviously, as you can see, this video is not done anything professionally. This is just me shooting the breeze, talking some wrestling, done from my car, from my camera. So this is not professional. We'll get to a professional. What I want to do is I want to do live streams eventually. We'll get there. This is just me shooting some breeze. Shooting the breeze with you guys, a bit of a long form. First thing probably that I think that I would want to get out of the way is talking about there is a pay-per-view, guys. There is a pay-per-view for WWE this Sunday, actually. I don't know if you guys are excited. I don't even know if you guys knew that there was a pay-per-view. Kind of snuck up on us. At least that's how I felt. That it kind of snuck up on you. But it's here. I mean, they kind of had to rush along to give this put everything together here. As I'm making this video, which is Thursday night, I'm not even sure if these are all the matches. Who knows what will unfold from SmackDown. But based on what I have right now, these are just some of my thoughts and predictions for the TLZ pay-per-view. We're going to do this in no particular order, obviously, whatsoever here. First match, it's Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend. Bray Wyatt versus The Miz. If you recall, last time we seen The Fiend, he took out Daniel Bryan. So now you have The Miz versus Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt with the blue belt, right? And this is kind of what they're doing. They don't want to overexpose the mystique. I think the mystique of The Fiend. They don't want to go overboard. They don't want to expose it. So they're going with Bray Wyatt here. Miz, not really much of a build here for this. The extent of what you have is, Miz is upset because Bray Wyatt is playing mind games on him. Bray Wyatt put himself in a family portrait with Miz's wife and his 2 kids. He put himself there, eliminated the Miz from that picture, and he's just playing, psychological mind games, is Wyatt on the Miz. Giving this prediction, I gotta go with Bray Wyatt. This is the first time that you're really gonna see Bray Wyatt per se, and as they're separating the two. Bray Wyatt fighting, which is probably why you had that other the Fiend belt being introduced. They're separating them is what they're doing. They don't want to overexpose the Fiend, kind of like what they did with Balor and the Demon, so to speak, right? Although, Finn Balor and the Demon, that character is completely different the way they portray it than the Fiend and Bray Wyatt. With Balor and the Demon, it's like, the Demon doesn't even exist. Over here, Fiend and Wyatt, they kind of go hand in hand. But, I just, you got to establish Bray Wyatt now off the bat as the champion. I don't see The Miz winning at all. I will tell you this. I do see, I think the difference that you will see is you will see a little bit more offense being able to get in on Bray Wyatt. So there will be offense. I think significant amount of Miz on Bray Wyatt. It's not going to be like what you see against the Fiend, where pretty much, the Fiend is kicking out of every finisher and no selling everything. That won't be the case with Bray Wyatt character. But Bray Wyatt will be winning this. Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte and I believe it's Charlotte and Becky, right? Becky 2 belts. Do we want to see a Becky 2 belts now? Kabuki Warriors finally, as this guy just made completely. I've said it once and I'll say it again. People in New York do not know how to drive. Anyway, Kabuki Warriors and versus Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I just think this women's tag team division is a joke. It is. We gotta be honest. It's you just roll together a tag team and Charlotte and Becky going after the tag title. Kabuki Warriors, they were given this belt. Asuka was kind of given this belt as I think almost like a gift, like a token. Here, Asuka, we kind of forgot about you in the women's division because Ronda Rousey came along and you kind of were the odd one out, just thrown to the side type of deal. Here is your token gift. By the way, has anyone seen the Iconics since then? But yeah, Asuka and the Kabuki Warriors. The Mist, I like it. They really playing this character that they are. They really almost like they do not need a mouthpiece in what they were trying to do with Paige, who wasn't even really like a mouthpiece to begin with. I don't know what happened with that. I know Paige got injured, got hurt, had to get surgery, but that whole teaming didn't even work. But now, the way they're acting with the Mist, just attacking, being downright nasty, it's working for them. They finally have some life, even though this tag team division is a joke. There are really no women's tag teams. Tell me any of the women tag teams there. But I see it being the Kabuki Warriors. Heck, let's say Kabuki Warriors win. Can't win clean now because are they going to win clean against Charlotte and Becky? I can't see that. I can't. Let's go with, again, we're going to go with the Mist. Kabuki Warriors with the win via the Mist over Becky and Charlotte. We're going to have a title matchup with Lacey Evans versus Bayley. I remember Lacey Evans was kind of on the display on your TV, full front and center. A lot of people had problems with her as far as the fan base goes. They really didn't think that she'd be getting that much attention. They really didn't think she was well polished. I personally like Lacey Evans. She was a heel. She was a damn good heel. I like that, what she would say, nasties. You nasties. I like that. If you recall, that whole thing that she had on Twitter and a police officer, that exchange, something to the regards of, oh, do you know who I am? I'm Lacey Evans, da-da-da-da-da. That was hysterical. That worked for me. And I liked her as a heel. And now you're changing her face so quickly before you could even get that heel run out of Lacey Evans. And listen, I know that it's a damn good story, and you know, eventually, I would have done it later, but eventually, she has a damn good story and a damn good reason why people should get behind Lacey Evans because of her past. But I just think that they've done it a little bit too prematurely. Nonetheless, you're going up against Bayley with her new attitude. They actually, made it known. Lacey even said it, that she's a she's a military vet. So that is made now known front and center, going up against Bayley. Sasha Banks, I could see Sasha Banks playing, being a part of this somewhere in the background. I could see that happening. If I have to pick a winner. TLC pay-per-view. SmackDown competitors. You have Sasha Banks there. You know what? Just for the fact of being on SmackDown and Lacey Evans' story, though I think it's too prematurely that they've already turned her face. I think Lacey Evans will beat Bayley. Even with a Sasha Banks interference, it's not going to work. Lacey Evans overcomes it. And we're going to go with Lacey Evans winning the championship. I think that will work. And, I could see that happening. The Revival versus, we've seen the Revival quite a few times. The Revival versus New Day, who's held this title a gazillion times already. New Day, listen, they're going to sell you pancakes, they're going to sell you t-shirts. They get the crowd up and going, having a good time. I want to see Big E turn heel already. I'm getting tired of them. Where is the Usos? I think the Usos play a part in this. The Revival, are they going? Are they staying? They've been tag team champions before, less than memorable. Really, Who really cares? Listen, give the title to, I see it being the Revival. What's going to happen is the Usos make an appearance. How about that? Come back. Usos have been off screen. Usos interfere. Revival wins. I'm sorry, and I know the Revival were over in NXT, but that noise does not translate into, the main quote-unquote roster. I mean, old school wrestling I'm a big fan of, but you gotta have something more than just being old school for it to work. In just my humble opinion. I expect to see, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles as a matchup. So I'm going with that as well. And, I think it will be that match there. It hasn't been made. I don't think it's been made official. Well, I think it's part of the card. It's part of the card. You see, it's even tough to tell. But we're gonna go with. AJ Styles. AJ Styles beating Randy Orton. Randy Orton has been making AJ Styles look like a fool. AJ Styles with the victory. What else do we got here as far as at TLC? Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns. Baron Corbin really has improved. You hate Baron Corbin. Everyone hates Baron Corbin. And I'm a fan of his work, honestly. He's a dick. That's what he is. He is a dick. And that's his job, to be a dick. He plays it well. Arrogant. He's made Roman Reigns look like a fool a couple of times already. And, Roman Reigns, the big dog, is going to get his revenge. Give it to Roman Reigns there. I believe this will be made a match, too. I don't see how it cannot be. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Listen. You really need to build up that Roman Reigns heel turn. You really got to now kind of make him this even more than he's already hated. But you really got to, I think WWE's really gonna turn it up some more to really, really make you hate Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens. Give Kevin Owens the sympathy. That way, when he does get his revenge, it's going to be even all the more noise. I see Seth Rollins winning. Rusev versus Bobby Lashley. Ay. This has been according to many fans, a disaster of a storyline. If you look at YouTube, not the case. These videos pop off doing like 2 million views. Those segments and the clips when they put them up there. So they're doing monster numbers. We've seen the divorce segment. Almost seemed like Rusev didn't care. He wasn't heartbroken. You never really seen him heartbroken throughout this whole storyline. Maybe it's just like Okay, well, I really don't care now. I'm over her. I mean, he really was never like near tears, heartbroken. You never got that impression. Against Bobby Lashley, they're just gonna keep going with this. They're gonna try to embarrass Rusev some more. And I see Bobby Lashley pulling out a victory here. I think that's all as far as TLC. There might have been something here or there that I missed. Sorry, trying to cover as most of it as I possibly could. Leads me back into discussing about this whole Seth Rollins turn. So I thought that he already had turned the week before, right? When he addressed the whole Raw audience. I thought that was the turn there. You might say it was, but this past week on Raw, when he now attacked Kevin Owens again and was standing side by side with AOP, that is now without any question of a doubt, without any shadow of a doubt. Right there was when he turned heel, and I don't know, maybe because it was the crowd, the town that they were in. They were kind of ho-hum, like they could care less. That's the way it seemed like. And because of that, I thought that maybe it just didn't come off as being very impactful. This heel turn. I thought that maybe if you could have maybe played it out a bit longer, played out the storyline, the scenario a little bit longer, where it would have a little bit more effect, where it would hit the audience like, wow, what a prick move. This guy has turned his back on us. Well, what an asshole. For that type of effect, I just felt like this on Raw, when he joined that AOP and he attacked Kevin Owens, was like, meh. At least that's the way it came across on TV. I don't know if it was the audience, but that's the way it came off to me anyway. You could have maybe built something where, they were, where Kevin Owens was doubting Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is like, listen, look, here, I'll be your tag team partner, I'll help you. And they're on the same page for a couple weeks. They go after AOP. They eliminate him. They got each other's back. And Kevin Owens eventually is like, all right, I believe you, Seth Rollins. I believe you. I'm sorry, I doubted you. And then then something happens where that's when Seth Rollins turns heel. Kind of they like to drag things out and do the slow burn. I thought they could have done this with the Rollins, Kevin Owens, with the Rollins heel turn a little bit more longer. They could have dragged it out a little bit longer to get a little bit more of a greater impact. At least that was that's what I thought. My 2 cents there. You I got the sniffles. You from I lost my train of thought here. News came out of WWE that Bobby Roode was suspended for 30 days for violating the wellness policy. You also found out that Primo also violated a policy, and I found out that Primo is still with the company. Wow. Who knew? Bobby Roode, it sucks for Bobby Roode. He'll be back in 30 days, but he was finally getting some decent TV time in his pairing there with Dolph Ziggler, right? And now and they were even tag team champs, if you remember, right? So I mean, Bobby Roode's finally being on TV on a regular basis, and that happens, and so it seems like it fucks up that whole tag team situation that they had going there. Bobby Roode just so much like. I remember, when he came out, that theme song, Glorious, everyone was into it. To me, I thought that, he was over, right? And then it just kind of, I don't know, just kind of fizzled. Maybe the theme song, he was already over with the crowd, like the hook, right, of Glorious, and everyone was into it. And then, for whatever reason, people got tired of it. I don't know. And then you didn't see him on TV. And then, it didn't have anything for him. He grew out the mustache. And then, with Gable, that didn't work. But now he was finally getting himself some decent TV time, and this happened. So, it sucks. It sucks. You wonder this. You wonder what will happen with Bobby Roode when he comes back. Hopefully, he will have a spot on TV for himself. Sin Cara was also released, and he asked for his release before, and relatively not too long ago, and it was granted relatively quicker. He had better luck than Luke Harper, who seemed like he waited forever and on the sidelines there, and Sin Cara was let go. Sin Cara is, remember, Sin Cara, that character, the thing is, you wish the guy well. And people know him as Sin Cara under the mask. There have been many incarnations of Sin Cara. You wonder what type of luck will he have on the indies. Being that people know Sin Cara, they don't know who to go, or whoever's under the mask. You can't call yourself Sin Cara. That's WWE property. And I know there are a lot of places to work for wrestlers now. Who am I to speak on someone's behalf? Maybe money is not important to Sin Cara. Maybe it's just but I can't relate. Sometimes everyone, listen, not everyone could be Michael Jordan in their sport. Sometimes you got to know your worth. Now, that's nothing against Sin Cara, but you wish him well, and I'm sure he has thought this over before he had asked for his release. So his release has been granted. AEW has teased it kind of was let out in by accident by Jim Ross, I think, where he said, Jungle Jack Perry. He didn't say Jungle Boy. He kind of like, he didn't say his, his ring name. He said Jungle Jack Perry. And you know what? That might be a good thing. That might be a good thing. He's going to be facing Jericho. Right? And, listen, I don't think that Jungle Boy has a chance against Jericho. I think Jericho will be gracious, and Jungle Boy will be able to get a lot of offense in. But listen, that slip of Jungle Jack Perry, maybe after this match, although Jungle Boy is winless, and he would probably still be winless again. Remember that after the ball drops there, all the records reset in AEW. Hey, maybe, remember that Jungle Boy is really not a boy, he's a grown man. Maybe after this match, this could be the match that, quote unquote, turns Jungle Boy into a man, and he's looked upon differently in the eyes of, quote, where he's looked upon differently. Think about, draw a parallel, draw a comparison to a lesser degree, with this. But remember, when Jeff Hardy was facing The Undertaker, that respect that Undertaker showed Jeff Hardy after the match catapulted Jeff Hardy. This might be, the coming out party where Jungle Boy turns into Jungle Jack Perry, a man, and shows the audience, the stage, and Jericho earns his respect as to what he could do. So look out for that as well. Just my thoughts on that situation. We also had news where Lana called CM Punk misogynistic over, a tweet that he made, like he was on WWE Backstage, and I'm paraphrasing here, where he kind of gave, it was saying this and trying to be funny, saying what should, the storyline for Lana and Rusev and Bobby Lashley be. He made up something where it's going into, WrestleMania, loser keeps Lana, so on and so forth. And he ended off, he put it out there, and he wrote it in a tweet too, and he said Chica in a tweet, and I guess that's why he was called out for being, misogynistic. It was the word that she used, and sexist. Listen, I don't know, guys. When I was learning Spanish in high school, and we had the Spanish books, and we were learning Spanish, chico, chica was one of the words they taught us. So I don't think in high school the teachers were teaching us misogynistic terms. I guess that's why Lana was upset, because she was being called chica. Look, if you think that is misogynistic, has she looked at the storyline that she's been put in? Is she complaining about that storyline that she's in? Meanwhile, you're complaining about being called chica. I mean, that's just really trying to complain about something. Just to complain. Listen, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong a few times. I'm not on that side. I'm not a woman. But I don't see exactly what was wrong with being called chica. He wasn't doing that in derogatory term. It seems like he was talking about the storyline, not going against, not talking about the person, the character, and that's the way she's being portrayed. I mean, she's not being portrayed in the best of light in that character, but she doesn't seem to have a problem with it. I just think this is being made a little bit too much over really nothing. And CM Punk, I believe, has not responded to that comment either. Joey Janela and Big Cass, or rather Big Cass, kind of called out Joey Janela again on Twitter. Joey Cass then says, listen, he leaves the tweet up there, then deletes the tweet, tweets back and makes a reference about that tweet that he deleted, and that, listen, it was a work. Joey Janela says that it's not a work, that it wasn't a work, that he would never work with him. He gave him benefit of the doubt, and so on and so forth. Listen, it's well documented, the problems that Cass has been going through. You have to remember that sometimes there is always two sides to every story. I think there's a lot that we don't know that's in this story that stems from their altercation, and sometimes you don't know everything. Sometimes a lot of people are quick to pile on someone when someone is down and out. So I'm not saying that Big Cass was right. I'm not saying Big Cass was wrong. I'm just saying, if you don't know the situation, don't be too quick to give your 2 cents, because I'm sure there's a lot more that meets the eye, and I'm sure there's from that night, really 2 sides, 3 sides to every story. There's the right, the wrong, and then the truth, so to speak. So that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. I hope all is well, guys, and I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon. Ciao.